There is this misconception out there and this perception that eating better is not enjoyable. So I have this lady, this customer who brought her husband here. Then he heard the word healthy. He sort of almost like literally bolted out of his seat and ran out. Without even looking at the menu, without trying the food.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chan. The clip that you just saw was from a video interview that I gave to a Singapore online newspaper a couple of years ago, talking about how many people have this misconception about healthy eating. That is, healthy food is boring, tasteless, or even yucky. Many people have this perception that healthy food wouldn't be tasty. Tasty food would never be healthy. Do you have this same perception about eating healthy too? I would even go as far as to call this very common yet very harmful misconception a robber and a killer, taking away years from life and life from years from people who wrongly think that eating healthy would deprive them of the joy of eating, and hence discouraging them from even taking the first step, the very first step to changing their eating habits to eating healthier. Do you think this way too? Or do you have family members or friends who think this way as well? If so, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Dr. Chan. If you're new here, I'm a medical doctor from Singapore. My passion is in activating people to unlock the power of healthy lifestyle and eating habits. And in this video, I want to share with you 3 reasons why this misconception is not trivial at all. It is a deadly misconception that has prematurely taken away years from the lives of many and robbed many more of their health, especially in the later years of their lives. That is why I call this misconception a robber and a killer. And I feel very strongly about this because I have seen how this have devastated the lives of many through my work as a doctor, a chef, a healthy lifestyle trainer, and coach. Okay, let's jump straight into it. Number 1, this misconception stops people from exploring healthier options. I know this very well. It was something I had to confront on a daily basis for 5 years up till 2019 when I was on top of being a practicing doctor, also the head chef in a restaurant I operated. My goal then was to create foods with healthier ingredients to show people that healthier foods can be tasty and yummy too. The tagline of my restaurant was even choose healthy, eat happy, meaning you can still eat happy even when you are choosing healthy. But I found myself fighting a losing battle right from the start because of this misconception. Remember the short clip I showed at the beginning of this video? Maybe let's watch a slightly longer clip of that together.
Eating better for the health can be enjoyable too. There is this misconception out there and this perception that eating better is not enjoyable. So I have this lady, this customer who brought her husband here. Then he heard the word healthy. He sort of almost like literally bolted out of his seat and ran out. Without even looking at the menu, without trying the food. So I had a big laugh over it. But that's what we are up against in the community in general. People tend to associate eating better, eating healthy as a constraint, as something that is deprivation. One of the things that I tried to do is to entice people by creating old favorites like fried rice, like nasi lemak, but using new and better ingredients. I try to use whole grain and using things like quinoa. So instead of like nasi lemak, it became a quinoa lemak.
Because of the healthy food reputation that my restaurant had, and because many people knew that I, the chef in the kitchen, cooking their food, was also a medical doctor, passionate about promoting healthy eating, people with this misconception would not even step into my restaurant in the first place. They would not even give my food a chance like you saw in the video interview that I gave. The media coverage of my restaurant, the interesting story of me, a doctor working as a chef, trying to introduce healthier ingredients, promote healthy eating was double-edged. Because whilst the publicity did bring some new customers to my restaurant, they were mainly the already converted, people who were already keen on eating healthy. But the same publicity had also kept away the very group of people that I had hoped to attract and engage in the first place. People whom I wanted to convince and encourage to give healthy eating a chance, especially people with diabetes and other lifestyle and diet related chronic conditions who should be doing everything that they can to improve their eating habits, to better control their conditions, but were not doing so because of this misconception that they had. This wrong thinking that eating healthy would require them to give up the joy of eating. So that's reason number 1 why I call this misconception a robber and a killer, because it stops people from even trying, from even exploring healthier options, putting them at higher risk of all the many chronic lifestyle and diet related diseases in later life. During the restaurant's off-peak hours, I even started to conduct workshops and food events where I would demonstrate alternative food preparation methods and showcase healthier ingredients. But same thing, I found myself preaching to the choir. The majority of the people who came to attend those workshops were the people who were already convinced about the power of and the need to eat healthier. I have since stopped operating the restaurant after 5 very challenging years of working both as a doctor and a chef. I remember seeing patients at my clinic in the mornings and then rushing to my restaurant in time to work in the kitchen for lunch to cook and serve the lunch crowd, leaving for home only late at night after finishing the dinner service. But now, even though I no longer have the unique platform as a chef to create and serve foods using healthier ingredients to try and change people's minds to promote healthy eating, my passion in wanting to encourage people to eat healthier, to eat healthy, remained. That was why I decided to start a Facebook page and this YouTube channel focused on creating content to encourage people to see healthy eating habits as powerful medicine that can help them in their fight to prevent and combat diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and other lifestyle and diet-related chronic diseases. I had hoped through my videos to be able to reach out to people who need to hear this message, people who are not interested in or are resistant to even exploring eating healthier because they have this misconception that eating healthy would never be enjoyable, and they are not prepared to change and improve their eating habits for better health for fear of losing one of their treasured joys in life, the enjoyment of food. On my Facebook page and in this YouTube channel, I made and promoted many videos aimed at awakening people not to just depend on taking medications to control their lifestyle related medical conditions. I wanted to encourage them to explore healthier eating options, to unleash the tremendous power of appropriate dietary change to combat diabetes and other lifestyle-related medical conditions more holistically and effectively. But now, 5 years after starting my Facebook page, which has more than 13,000 followers, and 1 year into my YouTube journey with more than 100 videos watched by more than 600,000 viewers and 10,000 subscribers later, I found that my audience are still mostly the converted, people who are already interested in healthy eating. Of course, this is to be expected because the very people whom I had hoped to be able to engage and influence with my content, the people who are resistant to eating healthy in the first place because of this misconception, would understandably not be interested in my videos, in my content related to healthy eating or healthier food choices, and would also not be searching for such videos on YouTube or Facebook in the first place. So this is reason number 2. This misconception shuts people's ears and closes people's minds from even having the interest to or taking the first steps to learning more about the power of healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, healthy foods, about the impact of the eating habits on their health, especially in preventing and combating diabetes and other lifestyle related chronic diseases. That because of this, the moment they hear that the workshop, the content is about healthy food, healthy eating, they would immediately switch off. They would not attend, watch, or listen. No amount of persuasion would change their minds. Lastly, this misconception hinders the fight against diabetes and other lifestyle and diet-related chronic diseases. In my medical practice, where I focus mainly on prescribing lifestyle modifications and coaching my patients to make the necessary and specific lifestyle and dietary habits changes to help them better control and more optimally combat diabetes, lifestyle-related chronic conditions, I would frequently come across many patients who would not be willing to even consider making any changes to their eating habits critical to the optimal management of their medical conditions, because they wrongly think that it would mean that they would have to give up the joy of eating, the enjoyment of food, and which is something that they are not prepared to give up. I have also come across many patients who would tell me very frankly that they have been putting off coming to consult me for help with making changes to their lifestyle and diet until their conditions had worsened significantly, because they were under the wrong impression that the healthy eating habits that I would prescribe to them and coach them to learn and jumpstart would equate to living a life of eating foods that are tasteless and boring. So, this misconception has caused many people with diabetes, high cholesterol, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and other lifestyle-related chronic conditions to depend solely on taking medications to control their conditions, instead of also unleashing the tremendous power of healthy lifestyle and dietary habits to holistically and effectively control and combat their conditions. I always tell my patients that anyone combating diabetes and other lifestyle-related conditions to be depending only on medications without eating healthier, without making the necessary and critical lifestyle and diet changes. It's like going into a big fist fight with only one arm, with the other arm tied behind their backs. But despite all these challenges, I shall not give up. I shall press on in my clinic, at workshops and programs that I conduct, and via the content I create for my YouTube channel and Facebook page. I shall continue to do all I can to fight this misconception. This misconception that I see as not trivial at all, but very deadly. That I see as a robber and a killer. That because of this wrong thinking, this misconception, many people are discouraged from learning about or exploring healthy foods, healthy eating. And because of that, taking away years from life and life from years of their lives. It is entirely possible to choose healthy and still eat happy. It is all about giving healthy food a chance. It is all about being willing to try new healthier ingredients and explore healthier recipes and preparation methods. Do share with me what you think about this very common and, in my opinion, deadly misconception. And if you have any personal stories about changing your own eating habits, about your journey to learn to eat healthier, do share with me in the comments section below. I would really love to hear them. I hope you have found this video useful. I am Dr. Chan. Let habits be thy medicine. Let's unlock the power of healthy lifestyle and eating habits as medicine. One dose, one habit